Hello YouTube! Flashlight Enthusiast here. If you remember my review of the Sofirn IF24, you know that it was a versatile 3-in-1 flashlight with both spot, flat and colorful LED output. Right now, I have my hands on the Sofirn IF24, which is direct successor of this model with slightly improved UI, different functions, but also slightly smaller size for those of you who find 21700 cell a little bit too much for their EDC. I got this flashlight directly from Sofirn to review, and as always the box is nice and simple. We've got the picture of the flashlight, key stats labeled with orange, and on the other side we've got also some stats about the runtimes, the lumen levels and beam distance, etc. In such a price range, the magnetic opening is really a nice addition. Inside the box, apart from the flashlight, you will find a bunch of accessories, including lanyard and 2 spare O-rings in case you need a replacement. Obviously a flashlight labeled, nice quality USB to USB-C charging cable to charge your flashlight, a multi-language meaning English and Chinese user manual for Sofirn IF24. Before operating, make sure to remove the insulation film from the tail cap side, because this flashlight again comes with the included battery, which is always a nice addition for a general user. So, if you are wondering what's the difference between the Sofirn IF24 and IF23, let me show you quite a few examples. First of all, the Sofirn IF24 is the upgrade, the official upgrade of the Sofirn IF23, which was actually a little bit bigger, has 4000 lumens and was powered by 21700 battery. In terms of function, it was orange blue reflector, quite brighter LED, so you got this a little bit higher distance. However, the UI was a little bit complicated, and that's what addressed the IF24 with simplified UI, slightly smaller size with 18650 battery, but only 2000 lumens from SSD40 under TRR optics, so more for throwy beam, but also less powerful, less floody. And you also got this nice rotational switch with simplified UI, but also, as Sofirn mentions on their website, here you've got different RGB modes added for your, let's say, entertainment. And there it is, the Sofirn IF24, which kind of resembles its predecessor, the IF23, but on such smaller scale. I can definitely spot some differences in design, but also some similarities. As you can see on the first glance, we can see this nice switch with black anodization with quite decent click, and this rotational ring that will choose different lighting modes, but also enables the lockout with this padlock icon. Here this also does less milky glass, showing different secondary LEDs, both white and colorful ones. But here on the side, as you can see, we've got similar engravings with this arrows pointing to the front of the flashlight. We've got the USB-C charging port here with battery and charging indicator. Here on the side we've got this nice flat surface, and I have to admit that for this price point, this shiny anodization is really of nice quality, and I cannot really complain here. For $40, this is really nice looking flashlight, kind of really the medium range here. I wouldn't call it a cheap design, definitely not. Here you can see this nice metal pocket clip that is already attached from the factory with some retention, a lanyard attachment here if you wish, but also there is on a tail cap, and it does not disturb the tail standing feature. This tail cap is really nice and flat, which enables the tail standing of the flashlight. However, with this secondary LED design, I believe that laying it on the side is even more stable and good option. Here on the tail cap side there is this battery orientation indicator, and if you remove the tail cap you will spot some really nice machining here. Some lubrication can be present here, O-ring obviously, and this nice spring here, and we can also see the magnet. Inside we can spot the 3000 mAh battery from Sofirn. This is the 18650 size, so standard EDC one with kind of good capacity, the average one I would say. If you don't want to use the included battery, there is a spring down there, so you can use any other 18650 that you wish, provided that it's not too long. However, I just checked, and even this long protected ace beam with USB-C charging port that is so much longer than a stock battery will definitely make it work, so really nice universal design. On the business end, we've got this TIR optic instead of the orange peel reflector seen in IF24, and this is slightly less powerful LED but more optimized for throw and good beam quality. This is the SST40 LED in cool white, which is labeled on the package, and it gives you this nice cool whitish throwy beam, which is always a nice addition. We've got some glass that protects the optic from scratching and anti-reflective coating, and it's obviously the stainless steel ring that also helps to protect the construction. Really well executed here. Sofirn IF24 is equipped with strong magnet that helps to attach it both horizontally and vertically to metal surfaces, which might get handy in some maintenance or workshops. When it comes to the UI, Sofirn tried to simplify the one found on IF23, and instead of different clicks we've got this nice rotation selector of different modes. Here, as you can see, we've got the secondary white, here we have the secondary RGB, and here we've got the main throw emitter. Look at the focus of this beam, this is really nice. And then we also have this round click on the center of this knob, which gives you access to on and off by a single click. You can also press and hold to cycle through different medium, high, low, medium, high modes. In the loop, obviously, we've got the double tap for turbo mode, double tap again for strobe, double tap again to SOS, double tap again to beacon, so different in the loop, turbo again, single click will return to the previously used mode, and then when from off position you can also hold it to go into the ultra low or moonlight mode, and this is basically the operation for both throwy channel, and if you go for the auxiliary or secondary white, there is identical operation. So you've got 3 modes in the loop. By holding the switch you can double tap for turbo, double tap again for strobe mode, and again and again. So we also have colorful LEDs secondary, so here we've got also different modes, but first things first, there is only one single mode when it comes to the brightness of constant on, but holding the switch will actually go smoothly through different colors, and I mean different ones. And because of the smooth operation you can also stop in between different colors, and when you press it again within 1 second it will go back in the reverse direction, which is also a nice one for me. Alright, and if you go to the special mode and double click, and you've got this blinking red, then double tap again for the police flash, then double tap again for your rainbow actually, so smoothly going through different colors, again for RGB rainbow, and double tap again for your droplets, again changing colors on the run, which is also kind of entertaining for me. No practical use obviously, but for your entertainment or showing your friends how cool your flashlight is, this is definitely a good use case scenario. Last but not least, I really like the function of rotational ring, because you can easily lock out the flashlight without, you know, clicking 4 times, 10 times, etc., which is always really neat and handy. And you can also, as always, slightly loosen the tail cap and you are definitely safe to go. On the side here is a battery indicator, so as soon as you turn on the flashlight it will display 3 different levels, so green for sufficient power, red for low power, and blinking red for critically low power. The same indicator always also acts as a charging indicator, and when you unplug this rubber cover and plug in your USB-C charging cable, it will display either red for charging and green for fully charged. As you can see, the charging exceeds 2 amps charging current, which is nice and fast, especially for 18650 battery. Here are my Lumen measurements for the Sofirn IF24 spot. Then you can see for the secondary white LED, and now for RGB. Alright, so let's start with the throw turbo output. Here I measured slightly lower than 2000 advertised by Sofirn, so roughly 1536 lumens at start. And then, as you can see, we've got standard linear output decrease over time. However, bear in mind that we've got still 1411 lumens after 1 minute and 31 seconds, so definitely a nice level here for a general user. And then quite quick step down over the course of 11 seconds to around 570 lumens. Then, as you can see, we've got this one single spike at the beginning, but overall the output regulation really looks standard and I cannot really criticize it here. Quite similar when it comes to flat turbo output. Here I measured slightly higher than advertised, 5500 lumens, so we've got around 635 lumens at start. And as you can see, we've got pretty nice 3 minutes of runtime before it started to step down over the course of 15 seconds, around 334 lumen, and the flashlight had achieving only 30 degrees Celsius here, and without any spikes, nice linear output regulation or decrease over time, with 334 lumens after step down, going down to 53 lumens after 3 hours and 40 minutes before stepping down to midnight mode and turning off. Flashlight body stabilized at 32 degrees Celsius. And just for comparison, to show you the previous generation of IF23 flashlight, look how did output regulation look here. We've got aggressive output regulation with fluctuations between 450 to 1050 lumens with overall runtime of 3 hours, although the battery capacity is 2000 mAh more compared to the newest IF24. So I believe the upgrade is definitely worth it comparing to the previous generation of flashlight. All in all, I think the Sofirn IF24 is a worthy upgrade of the predecessor IF23. We are not only getting the improved UI, slightly better features, but also smaller form factor that enables most users to EDC it more often. As expected, in this price range we would not get flat output regulation, but rather simple linear driver. However, different functions like spot, flat and RGB colors I think made up for many of users with functions rather than utility in terms of constant current driver. I would definitely recommend Sofirn IF24 for someone who is looking for universal flashlight both for walks, camping or doing some maintenance work in the garage or near the car, because of the strong magnet and nice unilateral beam coming from wide secondary LEDs. And if you are looking to show off your friends with some cool gadgets, then Sofirn IF24 also got you covered. One thing that I miss here is some brightness adjustment on the colorful LEDs, because sometimes the even red LED brightness is slightly too much and I would like to slightly lower it when needed. All in all, definitely a good upgrade, and I highly recommend checking out the Sofirn IF24. As always, there are some links below this video for you to check out this flashlight if you are interested, and if you have any questions or comments about the Sofirn IF24, please make sure to leave them below the video as well. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to support the algorithm and not to miss any future videos that I release. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.